What's up, everyone? This is Bricks for you, and today we have the Lego X Mansion. You know how I normally like to show the box and stuff? I'm not going to do that here. I just want to show it in this perfect action stance. It took me the better part of a day to build. I watched X-Men First Class, the first X-Men. I watched the entirety of X-Men 97 while building this. It took a bit. It is amazing. It is by far my favorite set that came out this year. It was the set I was most hyped for going into this year. And yeah, I don't even really know where to start. So I think I am going to start with the Sentinel. The Sentinel is a great build point that I hope they release them as a set of its own. There's these Technic pinholes on the underside, so you can connect it onto the sidewalk. And even though the knees are fixed, you still have a lot of posability. The arms also have a significant amount of posability. You can move the fingers, and then you have the little restraining thing that the Sentinel has, which you can it's in the manual at least. You're supposed to put it around Cyclops, and I'm struggling. For some reason, it always kind of wants to come out a bit. But yeah, you can get some really neat posing out of it. There is a sticker to achieve that on the torso. Let's just take a quick look at the back. Really, actually, surprisingly, almost studless overall, which is pretty good. The shoulders are great, and that head print is just great. And we also have this little bit in the back, which is intended for the Spider-Man action stand, and then you can just have the character hanging off on the back. I think we should take a look at figures first and foremost, just because that's who is outside on this. First up, we're going to take a look at Gambit. Now, he has this really cool piece from Ninjago with the playing cards on it. Looks amazing. And look at the Gambit figure. This is just amazing. I know, yeah, it would be cool to get a fabric trench coat. This reminds me of the Nightmare Batman figure, and I'm just happy with that. Dual molded legs, I wish they did, but it's still fine. The torso and everything is just printed so well on here. And the heads, the skin tone on Dark is getting so much better. It was terrible. Like, it used to be just terrible. If you remember, like, the old Stormtrooper face, this is such an improvement. And speaking of improvement, earlier this year, I took a look at the X-Jet. This figure is a step up just because it has leg printing. That leg printing is good. Should have been there from the beginning. But it is otherwise the exact same figure, which is okay. It is already a good figure. A figure I dislike is the Wolverine from the X-Jet. I mean, it's still a fine figure. Obviously, it doesn't hold a candle to the CMF figure, which is just insane. And again, they don't really do that in sets, but yeah, it's fine. And he has this headpiece, reversible head, and then also has the hairpiece. Again, it's a bog standard Wolverine. He comes with, of course, 2 claws. I just have him with 1 because he's meant to be on his cycle. And there's this little stand which can let you get this kind of epic, swerve look to it, which is really cool. We have a figure that many people are disappointed by, and that is Professor X. The hover chair is amazing. Just want to say that for the record. The figure itself, it's meh. I mean, I wish it had been a green suit. Obviously, just a better head than the Lex Luthor head, but it's fine. It's fine. You can just see where he goes into the hover chair there. It's a really great little build, and if they do more X-Men 92 / X-Men 97 sets, I hope they reuse this build. Over here, we have Iceman, who is really cool. He uses these crystals and these like Chima Chi pieces to get ice blasts, and the figure just looks great. They could have gone with translucent, but I actually think this looks really good while sticking with Lego's standard style of doing minifigures. I don't have much to say on him. He's just good. Jean Grey over here, using what I call the Doctor Strange technique of effects. Again, a very good, solid figure. Love the translucency on the headpiece. Again, it's just getting better. I cannot wait to see it in, 4 years' time. But it's so much better than it was on, like, Mercy from Overwatch. Bishop. Again, a very good figure. And actually, his torso really reminds me of... This is a very niche reference. His torso print reminds me a lot of... This is a very niche reference, but Eons of Battle did a Warhammer paint job based on the old Codex Assassins. And this torso reminds me a lot of the miniature he painted up. I would put an image on screen, but I'm just going to link the video down below because if you care about Warhammer, you should watch the video. I love, again, this is embarrassing to say, but again, leg print, amazing. Especially how it comes down like that. And very simple back printing. Now, this is a wig. I think it's only come in Dune, this set, and the Sanctum Sanctorum. Face is really good and has the M, like in X-Men. Yeah, again, really, on the figures that are just for the set, I think they're done really well. Rogue, same as X-Jet that I looked at earlier this year. It's fine. I think the translucency on her torso is just not as good as you'd want it to be. But yeah, it's still a really solid figure overall. Another figure that unfortunately just doesn't hit right, in my opinion, is Storm. And again, that's simply because we just had this amazing CMF figure. Now, I think if you take the fabric from this figure, excuse me, we have a lot of hair in this house, but if you take the fabric from this figure and put it onto this one, yeah, okay, so these are two different skin tones. That's interesting. These are only like a year apart, and they like completely changed. That's cool. That's cool. Okay, you know what? Score 1 for Lego on this figure. That is really cool. But yeah, very simple back printing here, and the alternate Storm face. Again, great figures. I mean, we only get 10, but I am pretty satisfied with these figures overall. And then we have my favorite figure in this set, other than Gambit, Magneto. This takes me back to the Deadpool and Magneto set, which is, a great set, but I had the Magneto from that set. I didn't have the rest of the set, but I had the Magneto. Very simple back printing, has a rubber cape again, has his amazing helmet, and that face. Now, we're going to start taking a look at the X-Mansion. I want to be very clear before we look at it. I will not get every reference in here. If you catch a reference I don't, please do not be mean about it. Just put in the comments down below. I want to hear it because there's obviously a lot in this that I will not know. But before we look at the Easter eggs, there's one thing I'm not a very big fan of. Top here, there is a explosion feature. I had to get that one out of the way before we look at the actual build. So let me just put that one back together. And it's knocked other parts off of this base. I don't like that feature much. But yeah, let me just clean up the figures and let's get looking at the build. We're going to go left to right on the front, then look at left to right on the back. But here we have, obviously, the rubble outside the danger room. I don't like how these windows are covered. I get why they had to. And also, I put these windows in the wrong way. Oops. I'll fix that when I show you fixing this in a bit. But I just don't like how the danger room windows are covered. I get why, but it just doesn't... I don't like it. The little turrets are great. Love this tree design. This tree design is really good. There's ample space in the front here. And I really also like how they slope this into a more regular modular street, but still have the X-Mansion circular driveway feel. That is great. And again, the front of the mansion looks great. If I slightly raise this up, you can see under that door it says Mutatis Mutandis. And up on the top, it says, ever since 1963. We have the X-Men logo up there. Again, looks absolutely great. Here we have another tree a turret, and the Xavier School for Gifted Youngsters sign, along with this lamppost that is flying. We've had those lampposts in a lot of the sets. It's great. Actually, the roof I've had some problems with popping off. The danger room back doesn't look great. Yeah, that's kind of all I have to say about that. It's irritating, but I get why it had to be done out of necessity. We're gonna take a look at the specific things later on, but okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to do it from the inside. I thought I could easily pop those out from the outside, but looking at the back, and I just need to push a couple things in more. I am bad at pushing these in. We have a little basketball hoop over here that is really well designed. I mean, it's very well done. I thought it used a sticker before I built the set. It's great. This little electrical box, and you can pull the door to danger room out. Over here, we have this poster of a bunch of different X-Men. Apparently, when I was researching this, that is from the Days of Future Past cover. I would not know. I've watched the X-Men films, but I'm not knowledgeable on some of the other things. We obviously have Cyclops, Gambit, Storm, Cable, Beast. There's surprisingly multiple Beast references in the set, even though he's not in the set, which is really frustrating. We also have Jean, Magneto, Rogue, Old Man Logan. I will love that figure. We also have a little No Mutants graffiti. Exit sign with fire exit sign with a little pyro sign over there, obviously referencing the character Pyro. And up here we have Nightcrawler, man or monster. I'm not entirely sure which this one is. It's been a while since I've seen specifically X-Men 92, and my brain is absolutely fried. I was sick for about a week, and I've just barely slept in the couple days since then. We have this little rubbish bin out here, and if we open it up, there's a common theme in here, but there is a bubblegum. There's bubblegum throughout the set. There is Old Man Logan's hat and a cutlass. Yeah, which is, I always love seeing the cutlass mold in action, so that's great. We have an air conditioner back here. We have a little reference to Pixie. Pixie was here. Claws, an X-Men sticker peeling, and that is it. Now, taking a look at the roof, obviously this is where that explosion feature is activated from. We have little air conditioning units, 1, 2, and 3. We have chimney on this side, chimney on this side, and they're both like unique builds, but yet they're really, really good together. And obviously a decoration on the roof up here. Now, the only problem with this being on different base plates is the roofs do not want to line up. Obviously, I'm going to be putting this on one singular plate, so I'm not going to have that problem in my final display, but that is something to be aware of if you want to keep the set stock. The set does split into these third sections, which is great. We're going to first take a look at the middle one. In the roof, it's a little hard to tell, but there are flowers. This is apparently a reference to Storm having had a garden in the roof in the comics. I did not know that before, today, which is pretty cool. We then have the lab level up here. We have the elevator back there. We have this computer over there. And under there, we have some VHSs, which are not secured at all, but pretty cool. Again, we just have the computer back there. Over here, we have a X-ray machine that you can put, obviously, recommend to put Wolverine in, and there's a little scan of his adamantium skeleton. Over there, we have Cerebro. And then back there, we have the little Cerebro control panel. Cerebro uplink over there. Again, more pieces of hair. That is the most common thing in Lego sets. I have long hair. My mom has long hair. My dad has long hair. It's just hair gets everywhere. We have files over here. It looks like a couple files have been removed. We have Oh, that couldn't possibly just be cells left laying out. It is. It's just like a little petri dish laying out. That is not good at all. And there's also soda next to it. That's I'm not, the best when it comes to all of that, but I think there's some cross contamination there. We have a syringe down there, which I think is the mutant cure, and there is a snack in the top drawer. Now, obviously, this laboratory is for Beast, and there is one other Easter egg up here, and I'm gonna also look at the Easter egg for the elevator on the lower floor, but there's just another piece of bubblegum. Keep that in mind, there's gonna be a lot of them. Now, taking a look at the bottom floor, we have a seating area, which is very cramped. This is, I think, the most cramped part of the set. The X-Men rug looks amazing. We have this like vase to the side. We have a plant over there. We have a classic space astronaut bust over there, which is really cool. In the back here, we have the door that goes outside. On that wall, we have Eric and Charles at the opening of the X-Mansion. This direction, we have Class. In that direction, we have Danger Room. And over there, we have a little sticker, come on, focus, of the First Class. That is really cool. That's a little caution area to the Danger Room. But there's a red mug in there. Now, there is one other thing, which is there's a golden pyramid under the atrium area. I obviously cannot get to that because you have built the rest of the structure on top of it. But yeah, that is under there. Now we're going to take a look at the Danger Room section. There's nothing special about this roof, so we can just take it off. There's the top floor of the Danger Room. Top floor of the Danger Room. There's a little camera over there. I think it's a camera. And then we have some hard points on the walls. There's some stuff you can swap around there. You can see a little sticker that says activated, and there is a the newer trans black like canopy piece. We have 3 little control panels in there, and we have a chessboard. Now, I'm going to take these out. We're going to be taking a look at the others, obviously, when we get to the first floor. But there is this one that has saws and this one that has lasers. Very cool parts. Now we're going to take a quick look at the hallway in here. There is a mutant registration, vote no newspaper. We have the iconic fire extinguisher. We have the reporter who's been here through all the Marvel modulars. With a news report, mutants everywhere. Now has a third arm. Sentinel's return, keeping us all safe, right? I think it's pretty cool that he's been in all of these. And of course, here we have the inside of the door. It just takes you down, and it actually is taking you down. Basically, this set is almost Mills plated in a way, for the main section being a brick and 2 plates up. And this bit is actually, on the floor, basically. Now just pop these out just to get a bit more light in. See, there's little spikes down there. There's 2 little barrels which can move. And we have fire on those hard points. We have this one with these conical egg pieces. And this one that has little bombs. Again, admittedly, the Danger Room is my least favorite part of this build, but I still think it was a neat inclusion. I'm going to change it up slightly when I modify this set to actually probably have a classroom up here, or Charles Xavier's office probably, and have the Danger Room actually further back in the set so you can still see through the front windows. Now, this last section, again, there is nothing special about the roof. That can just be taken off. And here we have, to me at least, the part that we're going to spend the most time on. First off, the tile down there that is Uncanny X-Men #1 from 1963. Again, what the number over there is referencing. That is so cool. They also did it in the Avengers Tower. I wish that happened in the Sanctum and the Daily Bugle, just to, keep that streak alive. But I also collect custom printed Lego comic tiles from Eclipse Graphics. It's like I have my favorite comic run, which will instantly invalidate me as a Marvel fan. I just want to say this for the record. I love Secret Empire. That's what it was. I always forget because there's like Secret Wars, Secret Invasion. There's all the secrets, but I really like the Hydra Captain America arc, and I have that as a printed tile. So yeah, this is really amazing to see here. And even though it's a sticker, I prefer custom like UV printed and stuff for overall durability. But yeah, just to keep in the set, that's pretty cute. We do have a printed little Gubble Bubble, which is all of the little bits of bubblegum we've seen throughout the set. I remember there's even more that are kind of hard to get to. That again, a lot of them are built into the overall build, but we have the picture over there. That is, it's the meme. It's the meme. It is the meme, of course, where Wolverine can look at the picture of Scott and Jean. There's an alcohol bottle in the back there. We also have the katana right there. Obviously, I'm going to say that's a The Wolverine reference, even though I know he's, of course, been to Japan in the comics. Again, looking back at this, we have the boombox and also a little Statue of Liberty. Over here, we have a calendar that has Wolverine on it with a date marked, if my camera will just focus. The location marked on is Alkali Lake, which is the Weapon X program location. And then here we have the little laboratory with the computer synthesizing the cure, a spilled cup of coffee. We have a microscope analyzing a sample, and we also have some jars there, and a drawer that is open. I think that is everything in this room. Yeah, this is honestly really well packed with stuff. I like it. We then have the last major room, and I've already kind of spoiled one of the things here, but that is that this board that has Beast on it can slide back and forth. It says first class over here online. You can see students there. It's like basically like a Zoom or Skype or Microsoft Teams, if you are unfortunate enough to know what that is. We have this imminent danger sign, and again, more hair. My favorite bit of the collecting experience. Imminent danger. Come on, camera, focus. Imminent danger back there. This shows the mansion under attack by Sentinels, and actually points to the bit of the set that it would be attacked in. There's another thing about this board here that is really hard to get to, so I actually kind of have to disassemble part of this. And that is, you take this out, and you can actually swap what's on the board, which I think is pretty cool. I don't know if that's the intended feature or if it's just, a little sneaky Easter egg. But either way, I like it. Now, this is specifically where I'm going to ask for help. I don't know what that is. Here we have a little note that actually the set recommends you cover over, but it's this little Charles Xavier business card. I'm guessing it snuck that in there so that you could put that into another build. We have a little travel brochure, brochure to Japan. I think is a reference to the film The Wolverine, even though, again, he has been there in the comics. Now, if we take a look, there's a little bookshelf over here, and this is kind of the last major thing, is there's a Creole cookbook there, and there's also a medical science book in there. Again, really cool. There's a lot of Easter eggs. Now, I'm going to go ahead and fix up the bits that are obviously broken, and then I'll get right back. As you can see, I have now gone ahead and just cleaned up the front. I like this look so much more. I don't enjoy the blasting out look. I'm just going to quickly line up the figures and then give my final thoughts. This is it all cleaned up and with all the figures in front of it. Now, I just want to give my final thoughts. I'm really happy with the overall minifigure lineup. I think there are a couple missed opportunities, though. Mainly, I think another variant of Beast should have been included in the set. Ideally in like his lab coat or something. I think that would have been really, really cool. Jubilee, I think, is the also obvious missing piece. She's even mentioned in the Cerebro promo, which I'll be looking at tomorrow. So I think she will appear soon. I'm just taking a look at the other Easter eggs from this set, and I think specifically a character that's mentioned enough is Nightcrawler. I think that is a sign that he will show up. Obviously, I want Old Man Logan, but I know that's probably not going to happen. Nightcrawler, Cable, Jubilee, I think, are some kind of very obviously teased figures here. If we get more X-Men 97 sets, which I hope we do, I hope those are figures that we will see in a set. Also, the other thing is just a villain other than Magneto in every single set the X-Men have appeared in that is minifigure scale and that has a villain. It's always been Magneto. There isn't any other proper villains other than, I guess, there is the Sentinel. If you count, like, anti-hero mercs with a mouth, there is Deadpool. But that's it. There's obviously characters X-Men related that are in other sets. But there just needs to be more for the X-Men to fight. And again, I think Jubilee, again, is a very obvious missed opportunity. I mean, I remember the first episode of X-Men 92, and that does feature her heavily. She is a major character in this, and for her to be absent, I don't want to say this because, like, Iceman's really cool, and I get why he's included, but, like, I would have swapped him with Jubilee. Like, if we could only have 10 figures, I have to hope that LEGO's saving her for a really cool set. And if it's... My worst fear, though, with her appearing in a set is very simply that it's going to be take this Sentinel... Okay, I put him down way too hard. This Sentinel, throw in the Magneto from this set, throw in Wolverine, and be like, hey, here's Jubilee. I don't want that to be the situation she appears in. Not just because it's another Sentinel, but because of the fact that it's another Sentinel. I mean, I think it would be great for everyone to get their hands on this Sentinel. It's a great build, but I don't want the Sentinel to be the only X-Men set they'll come out in, near future. I mean, I was really excited in January when the now very dusty X-Jet was released. Specifically, one of my earliest videos on this channel is, where are the X-Men sets? That's a video I really want to revisit, because since that video came out, that was when the Wolverine mech armor came back. And that was like the first time since 2017 the X-Men had appeared. And since then, we've had the buildable figure for Wolverine. We've had the Claws, we've had the X-Mansion, we've had the X-Jet. I mean, this is, in LEGO X-Men terms, frankly, a renaissance. It's great. Especially because, I love the Avengers. I was introduced to Marvel really through the MCU, but I also enjoyed the Fox X-Men films. I enjoyed Fantastic Four. I enjoyed some of the pre-MCU films. And so even though I'm not as big of a fan of the X-Men animated stuff, it's still X-Men, and I'm happy to get it. And I think that's what LEGO should have going forward. I mean, we're getting the Fantastic Four set. That's great. Fantastic Four versus Galactus. Can't wait for that set. And I'm just really hoping that LEGO can start to tap into other superhero teams to supplement the Avengers world. I mean, we know that ultimately LEGO sees the Marvel line as Spider-Man and, like, the Avengers, and even the Avengers really only Iron Man and Captain America most of the time. But yeah, I hope this signals more X-Men sets going forward, and I really hope that in 2 years, when I revisit my revisiting X-Men video, that I'm not like, oh, and I was wrong, they just, like, never have done another X-Men set. I really hope that's not the case. But yeah, Jubilee, please, in 2025, LEGO. Please. And my final question before signing off is, if you know the X-Men in the comics, please comment down below your favorite issue or run. I will have that as a pinned comment and mentioned in the description. But yeah, thank you all for watching, and goodbye. And please give me X-Men reading recommendations.